Hello again, this is Margaret Solisu from Senior Care on TV. Guess where we are today? We are at the Long Island Aquarium and Exhibition Center. And what are we doing here today? I'm going to show you a mystery. The people that are involved in the aquarium, they have a ball, they have the show, and they're meeting animals. Who do you think these people are? They are volunteers. And volunteers, who are the volunteers? They are usually retired older individuals. They contribute their time. Even though they are retired, they still want to work, and they're giving back. Come with me as you see the volunteers in action. How you feel that by that? This is great fun.
Oh, it is. Now, the key is you don't have in the water like dolphins.
Okay.
They're not dolphins. They need to breathe, and the water diffracts it. So the animals aren't really able to see it. So what you want to do is hold the fish between these two fingers.
Wow.
Submerge them. And they will come to you.
So they don't hurt?
No, not at all.
Wow.
They're very gentle animals. Here's another one.
And they know when the food is coming, right?
They do. Here we go. Now this
Do you see that?
There we go.
Do you see that? This is great fun. Wow. So kids are allowed to touch them, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow. This is. Do you see that? This is great fun. I love doing it. I'm gonna try.
Okay, go right
So
ahead.
you said put it here.
Right, now submerge your hand.
Put it and it's not gonna bite me.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, now
I trust you.
Put your hands against the wall.
Okay.
There comes.
Wow, this is great. You're having fun here.
Oh yes, I have a lot of fun here.
And you do this all the time?
I do this 5 days a week. Yes, I do. It's my second job now.
Okay, so you retired and then you're here?
Yes, I was an education teacher. I taught 4th grade, and now I'm at my second year.
Okay, now Jill, tell me what kind of reactions do you receive as a result of your involvement with the educational program here?
Oh, I love it here. I have a lot of chances to work with young people who are interning.
Okay.
A lot of young people that come here from high school or are starting out, looking for a degree, hopefully someday in marine science. So it allows me to kind of take them under my wing and show them what I know about the aquarium. And some of them have gone on to be veterinarians and marine science teachers, as well as marine scientists.
Very good. So what are there any special groups that you especially like to interact with here? I know you have different people.
I enjoy work. Actually, I enjoy, besides my own department, I especially like dealing with the marine biologists. That's our fish department, or the aquarists.
Okay.
I love working and just watching them play with the fish, deal with the fish, feed them, prepare food for them. They're a great group of people. They're such great scientists. They have so much knowledge. So besides my own department, I love working and watching them work.
Now what are you teaching them about the conservation and the animals that they see?
Oh, well, most of all, we try to teach people, and children especially, because children, yes, is to respect the animals. When we're here, we ask them, that's why we do ask them to
Respect the animals.
Animals need to be respected. They're not toys, they're not playthings. And I think all of my fellow educators try to emphasize that, especially in the bird unit and the butterfly exhibit, where kids in the butterfly exhibit where you're not allowed to touch the animals. It's purely visual.
So here they can touch the animals?
But not every exhibit can be touched. So we try to get people to understand the reasons why they can't be touched.
And usually scared when they try to touch the animals like I was?
Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Sure, but as long as you follow the guidelines, these guys are not going to hurt you at all.
Oh, okay. As long as the guidelines are followed.
Definitely. As long as the rules are followed, you don't try to hold them, you don't try to restrain them. They don't feel threatened and they don't feel stressed.
Okay.
But what I'd like visitors to know know, when they come in.
Exactly.
I'd like them to leave here with a solid respect for the animals that they see. So that should they ever see them in the wild, they don't panic, they don't react in a negative way, but enjoy the beauty that these animals have to offer.
Do volunteers, do they feel respected? You know, when they...
Oh yes, we are our volunteers work side by side with us. So they are very well respected. They're always with us. Oh yes, they turn to the volunteers. Many of our volunteers have worked with us so many years. They have so much knowledge to impart.
Yeah, because the reason why we are here actually to show the volunteers in action.
Okay.
You know what they are doing. Yeah. In order to encourage people at home, that you don't have to sit at home. There's so many other things
You don't have to sit at home.
help the community.
You come here to work as a volunteer for the Long Island Aquarium. You are trained, you are thoroughly trained in the knowledge you have to impart.
And the knowledge that you have to
You are not just thrown in there. And you could work so many different aspects of the aquarium.
So you do have a lot of openings for volunteers.
Always volunteers.
And they can always come in at any time. So here you go. Come on here.
Come here and sign up.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you for having us here.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Sand Shark Lagoon. This is a model of the environment of Long Island. Behind you, we have the high rock of the North Shore. On my right, we have the South Shore leading out to Fire Island and the ocean. And this is Long Island Sound. This is a model of Long Island Sound. Long Island is an environment that was created 14,000 years ago by the glaciers that came down from Canada, pushing rocks and stone and sand and depositing them in a ridge that runs along Long Island. The creatures that live on Long Island, some of them are endangered. We have the osprey or seahawk, which is an endangered bird who comes back to the same nest every single year. And we have the piping plover on this side. There's a piping plover, which is a small bird who buries their eggs in shallows in the sand, and so we protect their nests. If you see a little enclosure around an area, that's where the eggs are going to be hatched. Long Island is home to some game fish. The official New York fish is the striped bass, which is very much like a trout. It's a fish that swims upstream to spawn and may lay 3 million to 5 million eggs. We also have here on Long Island, off of Fire Island, there are fish called black drum, and they travel all the way up the Gulf Stream, which was discovered by a famous American. A man whose wife told him he was the inventor of electricity, and his wife told him, he discovered electricity. His wife told him, Ben, go outside and fly a kite. Ben Franklin discovered the Gulf Stream. A very famous American discovered the Gulf Stream. Then we have sharks in our big tank. And sharks, especially sand sharks on Long Island, the sand sharks are 3 to 5 feet long. They are nocturnal. They don't hurt anybody. They don't hurt people. They're not attracted at all. And we have a Corval jack. They're silverfish that you'll see in some of the other aquariums around the bend. Those are also a Gulf Stream fish. They come up. So we want you to have a lovely day here at the aquarium and to be aware of the fact that you are the saviors for the next generation. The next generation for the environment. From the rocky shores of the North Shore to the long beaches of the South Shore bordering the ocean. Thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate you coming to visit. Take care.
Okay, we are at another section of the aquarium, and today, or right now rather, excuse me, I'm here with Andy. Andy, how are you?
I'm fine, Margaret. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for inviting us. I understand you're one of the volunteers here.
I am one of the volunteers here.
And how long have you been volunteering?
I've been here almost a year.
Okay, almost a year?
Yep.
Can you tell us what you do here?
I give a lot of the lectures. I feed the stingrays.
Yeah, I saw you feeding the fishes over there. Very good.
Most of what I do is interact with the guests that are here so that they have more experience and a better time. And I do things differently. I don't lecture, I interact with the guests. So as I'm standing places, I will ask them things. Have you seen this? Or, you know, where do you come from?
So how do you engage the visitors, you know, with your lectures? How do you engage them? I know you were a teacher before.
I was a teacher for 25 years.
So how do you use your skills to engage the audience when they come in and then you give it that lecture?
Because I think that all good teachers should be actors.
Okay.
So I become larger than life, and I basically do what I do in a classroom rather than push things out at people. I pull things out of them.
Out of them.
I'll stop in the middle of a sentence and ask them to finish it for me.
Very good. So what questions do you ask the visitors to pique their interest, that kind of cheer them up?
I'll ask, when I do the Shark Lagoon, I'll ask who was the discoverer of the Gulf Stream. Turns out to be a very famous American. Even this tank here, a lot of what we do in school in biology is based on who's related to who. So by showing some of the physical characteristics of all the animals, you can compare them. That's comparative anatomy. So who are these guys related to? Jellyfish. And no one would ever know, because as soon as you say tentacles, all children say octopus. So you kind of play with them a little bit.
And that kind of, you know, stick to them.
Yeah. And also you make a game out of the aquarium. The entire aquarium is a treasure hunt, basically.
Yeah, I'm seeing it everywhere. So you've been here for 1 year?
I've been here for about a year.
About a year. So will you recommend volunteers to come here?
Absolutely. I recommend that anyone who is retired from any job, way of life, find what interests them and volunteer to go there and share their knowledge with the public. Even if you're someone who is who's very into books and reading, volunteer at a library, volunteer at a hospital.
Volunteers in any area that's interesting.
In any area that's interesting or any area that needs help in the economy these days, it's very important for older people to give of themselves so that younger people have more knowledge of the world, more experience, and they have a better time. A lot of young people are just on the phone all day long texting.
Don't let them hear you say that.
When you go in as a volunteer, you're interacting live with people. You're talking with them, you're sharing experiences, not only knowledge, but both of you being somewhere is sharing an experience. And that's something that very many people who are retired don't have anymore once they have left the workplace. You lose your friends. You've been working with 50 people, 25 people for 20, 30 years, and now you're by yourself. By volunteering, you bring yourself up. You're absolutely right.
Very good.
You share yourself, you share your emotions, you make new friends, and it gives you a renewal of your purpose of life, and that's exactly what happened to me.
And that is what Handy is trying to tell you. You don't have to be at home. Come to a place, an interesting place. Give up your time so you can gain more time for yourself. Very good. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you very much, Margaret.
Thank you. Okay, I'm here now with Mr. Robert Di Giovanni. Excuse me for that.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. The Executive Director of the Riverhead Foundation for Marine Research and Preservation. Welcome. Thank you so much for inviting us to this beautiful place. It's a great place to be.
Well, thanks for coming out and talking to us. We appreciate it.
And as you know, let me just let you know a little bit about the Riverhead Foundation. I'm sure you're going to let us know what the foundation stands for as I look at this. But they are the only organization here in New York. That rescue animals.
That's
They
right.
rescue them, they rehabilitate them, and then they send them back into the marine. Can you please explain that to us, what the mission is?
Well, the mission of the Riverhead Foundation is actually to respond to injured whales, dolphins, sea turtles that wash up for all of New York State. So we're the only organization, like you said, that can do this important work. But we can't do it alone.
In New York State, the whole of New York State.
Yes. So,
wow.
So if you happen to see a whale or a dolphin offshore and you think it's interesting, we're the group. We call our hotline number, which is our 631-9929.
You are the only organization here in New York State
That is
that
correct.
rescue animals, sea animals.
We are the only organization that is authorized to respond to whales, dolphins, seals, and sea turtles. And we could not do that important work without the help of our volunteers.
Exactly, and that is what brought us here.
That's exactly.
We're going to talk about that later, but tell us about the 4 R's of your foundation.
Well, every rescue starts not only with the general public knowing that an animal's out there and we need to go out and rescue it. So if you're on the beach and you see an animal that's sick or injured or you think it's in distress, you would call us. And then our team would go out, and this is a picture here of us actually rescuing a bottlenose dolphin. This is a stretcher. We're hoisting it up. We're bringing the animal back to our facility.
Now, let me stop you right there.
Sure.
I'm trying to get an understanding of what you do. So just like you have the animal control, you see an injured animal, you call them. For you see something in the sea, and you call, you respond.
That is correct.
Very good, very interesting.
So in this case here, with this being a dolphin,
Okay.
it was in a canal.
In a canal.
So
yes.
it was in an area that it needed help. So we had a couple of our biologists went out there. We assessed that the animal was in need of care, and then we went into the water. We rescued the animal, put it into this red stretcher, which is just like a stretcher like you would have to be able to carry the animal, and bring him up out into this. This is a gentleman's backyard. He let us use his backyard, and we brought him to our rescue truck.
Wow.
And then we drove that truck here to our facility, at Long Island Aquarium and Exhibition Center, where we are housed, and we have a tank. This is a picture of our dolphin tank right here.
Okay.
It's a 30-foot diameter tank, and so it's like a big swimming pool.
Okay.
And so, as you can see, we have a number of biologists that are in the water. They're all in these dry suits, and when we're working with it, just think about when you're trying to take care of a human and they're sick. Well, we have to do all this in the water for a dolphin.
Okay.
So this bottlenose dolphin was given care basically around the clock, and one of the biggest things that we need to do is feed them and get them fluids so that they can be rehydrated. And we do that with our biologists as staff, but also what you don't see here, and that's the most important part of this story, is how much effort goes into rescuing these animals and how we could not do this without the help of our volunteers and interns. Our volunteers are all around the outside of the tank. They're taking these photos. They're documenting the work that we're doing.
Okay.
They become very you at the proper information so that we can bring that out to them.
Talk about what the role of the volunteers are. You know, you tend to, I'm getting the impression that even though you have, you know, the scientists, the professionals doing this, but you also use the help of the volunteers. How involved are they in this project?
Well, to give you an example of a scenario like this, in this case here, every one of the biologists that are in the people that are in the tank are biologists.
Okay.
But in many cases, we have volunteers that have been with us for years and have gone through extensive training, and we have had them where they are actually part of our team in the tank with us.
Wow, that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So they go from here, from the rescue to the rehabilitation.
And then after months of rehabilitation,
Okay.
and hopefully our goal is to be able to release them back out into the wild. And in this case here, this animal from start, this animal stranded in Seabreeze Canal.
Okay.
So it was called Seabreeze. This is Seabreeze in the tank, and this is Seabreeze being released off the back of the RV Seawolf, which is a Stony Brook research vessel. And many of the people that you see on here, we have our biologists. We actually have some of the students that we use for our education when we actually teach a course with Stony Brook. But we also have volunteers that are all around the vessel taking photos in different places. You really can't make out their faces.
They must really be proud of what they do, you know, seeing an animals, rescuing them, and then having to, you know, release them after they get better.
Well, it's an amazing job to have when you really think about, you don't have to motivate people to come in and go to work. And that's really, we actually have to go the other way, where we have to motivate them to go home and say, you know what, you gotta go home, you have to sleep, you have to rest.
So this is an interesting place to do a volunteer job.
Yes.
You get the excitement, and then they have to tell you to go home because of what is happening right here. This is great.
So here, when we have the release, we're able to release Seabreeze off the back, and then we were able to track Seabreeze and do some of the research to understand where Seabreeze would travel. And once again, that's a rewarding experience for our staff and volunteers, because then they're able to give this information back out to the public. And that's where our volunteers are able to really help out in their training process. When they start, they're here in our rescue center or in the aquarium, and they go through and they learn basically all the skills and techniques that we develop over the years by going through college. Our volunteers, same experience
to the general public. So they translate what they do, what you do, to the general public.
That's correct.
They have the first contact with the visitors.
That's correct. They are the first group of people that would actually interact with the public, and beneficial for us to work with volunteers is that they come in with the questions that the public would have.
Okay.
I have one question for you. I know this is a great place for volunteers to be at, but what about those people, and this is the only center here on Long Island that serves the whole of New York. Now, what do you do to people that wants to volunteer but they are home and they can't come by reason of maybe physical disability or other, or people that wants to come but because of the distance they can't come here, so they can't volunteer even if they have the interest? How do you
Well, there's a couple of ways that we deal with that, and we want to center around education. Getting the information out, since we're the only one for all of New York, having people talk about what we do in New York City or in Western Long Island or even in Westchester is also important. So if the volunteers are able to commit and go get some training about what we can do, they can even help with doing lectures right around in their neighborhood. They can help us. They can help us with our fundraisers. Many of the volunteers that we have actually been at home calling our
so they can
sponsors.
volunteer from home?
In many
They don't
cases,
necessarily have to be
they
here.
don't necessarily have to come here.
This is good.
Yep.
This is good. So call the Long Island Center.
Yeah.
You know,
If you call the River Foundation phone number, we'll be able to work you into the scenario. We have trainings and we can work something out because most of the work that we do that needs to get done is also behind the scenes. And we found many volunteers. Even Chuck has helped us out from working from home when he first started because it was busy. Even during snowstorms, we've had volunteers that help us make calls to let people know what's going on. So it's really important that they understand that there's a huge area where they can help us out, and it's not just being here on the premises.
great. That is good to know.
Yes, you have some volunteers around now. And will you do us the honor of introducing them to us?
We have Chuck and Hallie here, and we have.
Hi, welcome to Senior on TV. It's so good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to
Thank you
come
for
and talk to us.
yes. But please tell us, what they do and why you joined and.
Well, actually, what we feel is we'll listen to our volunteers because that's how we learn. So Chuck is one of our volunteers. He's been here a little bit longer than Hallie has. So maybe you can explain to us why you want to help us.
Well, I like to work with animals and everything. I retired recently last July from the railroad after 30 years.
Okay.
And,
so you just retired and then you came right back into.
Yes, being home is. When I hang out on the beach, I do a lot of fishing and stuff. I see the wildlife and interact with that. And I thought I could help, so I looked on the website, found some volunteer stuff. I put an application in, and I got lucky. I got accepted in here. It's a lot of fun. I have a good time back there. We learn a lot. I first started in the rescue center here and training and teaching the people that come in, which I didn't understand is that I thought everybody knew there were seals around here on Long Island, but the majority of people have no concept that there's seals right off our beaches.
Yes.
And it was like I got a real good thrill and good time, telling them about it and what we do and stuff.
And just recently, you just moved into working in the back and helping out with the animal care staff and preparing the food.
That's right, yeah. In the back there, we take care of the seals and stuff. We did a little training course. I have a degree in animal health from Farmingdale, and so I work back there now, and we feed the seals and sea lions and treat them with the medications and stuff, and then we release them. It's fun. We do examinations, and it's fun seeing when the seal comes in. It's very sick and everything, and how they get healthier within a short period of time, like 12 weeks, maybe a small period of time, 12 weeks. And then we release them on the beach. As a matter of fact, today I have a release on Robert Moses, we're releasing a seal that we just...
you just released an animal?
We're going to release him this afternoon.
Wow, I wish we came there to see what goes on.
Actually, speaking of, we do a number of releases throughout the year, and our volunteers are an integral part of that, in the sense that our volunteers are able to go out and we train so that they can go out and set up the beach so that we can do the release so that the public that are there can get information about the animal that's coming up. And then they do actually all the work, and we just show up with the animal, put it on the beach, the animal goes into the water.
It's really rewarding.
So you learned about the program through the website? Is
Yes,
that
through the
okay.
internet.
Through
Right,
the internet.
website. And,
Okay.
Filled out the application, got accepted, came in, had an interview, got accepted. I was kind of thrilled. I was really happy about the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's like applying for a job, right?
Yeah, almost, but it's a lot more. It's a lot
More
fun.
fun.
I enjoy coming here. They don't pressure you. They teach you a lot of stuff. If you want to learn, you can learn. They have classes all the time here, the different aspects of animal care. And
I'm really impressed with what the foundation is doing. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
In the sense that, he came here just a few months ago and he has learned a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That is really, and it's a rewarding
very
path to
rewarding,
take.
very rewarding. Can't wait to come in here. I'm talking about now.
But they have to force you to go home, right?
Sort of, yeah. The first day I worked like 10 hours and I didn't want to leave.
Oh my God.
This is great,
Can you hear that? They place you off.
Right. It just gives a break now.
Wow. Now tell us about
Hallie.
how are you?
I graduated from college last year and I had a degree in biology, so I decided to come here because I'm very interested in marine mammals and rehabilitation. I really wanted to get to know the foundation and get to educate people as well as learn more about the aspects of the
Great job. Great job. So how do you relate with the other, volunteers?
Well, it's interesting because they have so much information that they've learned throughout their lives, and I have so much information that I just learned but it's like different information. So we, both of us together, get to educate the public through different aspects.
Great, I'm impressed. So the foundation they have, even though they do have a lot full of volunteers, but you know, regardless of age and regardless of the
Well, and that's really what's about our program. From the Riverhead Foundation standpoint, I first started many years ago, and the key is that volunteers bring the other information that we wouldn't normally have as a biologist, and that's what I always thought was a very bring together is many people that come in don't understand the business, the marketing, or web design as a biologist, but we need that to be able to...
It's a mix of school and life experience.
Exactly.
Very good. Now let us know a little bit so that, you know, because he said, you know, he applied through the website and that he had to be screened and interviewed. So that people at home don't get intimidated. Can you really tell us a little bit about the application process? Because we want to invite people to come in. Is that right?
Yes, we definitely want to invite people. We need a lot of people. Just to give you an idea of how much we rely on volunteers, our volunteer program that we have donates to our organization about 48,000 man hours a year. A lot of people, a lot of hours that help us. So when we look at this daunting as saying, oh, we're going to put you in there and make you stand on a camera, in front of a camera and do something like that. But the key is you come in, we let you understand what we are about, what the foundation is about, how we work with the aquarium, how this partnership really benefits both organizations, and then what we're trying to do with educating the public. And if that's something that you're interested in, then you go to the next level of training. We bring you out here, we give you some information about the animals that we have in our tanks, such as the seals or the sea turtles, and we give you a little bit of information. We try to overload you with information because we want you to remember what every guest feels like when they come in here. And then what we do is we just try to get the educators as volunteers to interact with the public and let them know about these animals in their backyard. And then we have regular training classes that they'll go through, and after a certain amount of hours, and they can move to a different area in the aquarium or in the foundation, and then they continuously move on. So they can go as far as they want to in the organization. As I said, I mean, I started as a volunteer.
Back here is that you don't work the animals completely. You teach kids how to do this stuff. So it's not that you have to have hands-on experience working with the animals. A lot of people don't like handling fish or anything. They like the teaching part of it, which is very rewarding.
It's a very good point.
Now tell me, what is your favorite task here at the aquarium?
My favorite task? Well, I like working with the seals and the turtles, but my favorite task is when I tell a little kid, a child about the stuff, and then they get thrilled about it. I get a sense of purpose in my life.
So you feel that you have taught something to the visitors who come in?
Yeah, I never thought I'd be an educator, but that's turned out to be that. That's what I.
So being a volunteer kind of translates you to an educator, from what you're saying.
Actually, as Chuck isn't aware of this, but it's easy to hear so many of our volunteers that have come through and said just that statement. We're different. I worked on, a different type of program, and that's what's really important. Everybody here is an educator going forward.
Now, but Rob, people in the audience, people that are watching us right now, if they would like to get involved with the foundation, how would they get in touch?
Well, to get in touch with the foundation, you can do two things. You can go to our website, which is riverheadfoundation.org.
riverheadfoundation.org.
You can call our office, which is 631-369-9840.
Okay.
And you can get involved with that. We have monthly orientations for volunteers.
Okay.
Anybody can come down and go to the orientation and just see if it's something that they're interested in.
They contribute to the rescue effort. I know you've said that before, but in a specific, how can they contribute?
Well, there are many ways or outreach programs, becoming educators or docents with us.
Specific tasks that they do. So that is here you go. You can, by helping with donations, or you can also be involved in the
We have volunteers that help us with our website and upgrading our website and our database.
So you don't really have to be a marine biologist to be a volunteer here. You can use your skills and help them to promote, the foundation, the mission of the foundation. Exactly. If you're a web, you have experience in website, you know how to do marketing, from different kind of life. Is that right?
And that's exactly right. That's exactly why when we come here in our rescue center, whenever we have any aspect, if you have an engineer or someone who's a plumber, every aspect of what we would do to maintain an animal or a hospital, our volunteers can definitely help us with.
Thank you so much, Bob. You've really been
I really appreciate you taking the time.
very, I can't ever emphasize. This is great, and it's good to know that you do have a lot of opportunities for volunteers.
Yep.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for the public, you know that you don't really have to sit at home. There are so many different opportunities that exist for you in the community, be it in the library, be in any public organization, even coming to the museum or even the exhibition center like this, like the Aquarium. There are so many things that you can do to put in your God-given talents and help people that are out there. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I hope you've been enjoying yourself today since we started going around the Long Island Aquarium and Exhibition Center. We are using the aquarium as an attraction as well as to encourage you as seniors and the volunteers at home, or those people that are interested in volunteering, to think about what you can do as a retiree, as a volunteer, to contribute your wealth of knowledge and experience to the community. It's not only limited to the aquarium. You can use any public institutions such as hospitals, museums that have opportunities that provide opportunities for you to use your wealth of experience to put a smile on someone's face. I hope that watching this program today has stirred up your interest in contributing your knowledge and wealth of experience to your neighborhood and community. Please write me. Let me know what your thoughts about this program, and if we have been able to motivate you to go out there, find a place where you can do something. I'm also using this opportunity to thank the Long Island Aquarium and Exhibition Center for having us, giving us the privilege to be here and also to bring this program to you. Thank you.